The 964th edition of the MMA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Underdog is hooking up new customers. Play just $5 and get $100 in bonus funds when you sign up with promo code MMA SGPN.
Howdy ho, degenerinos. Welcome to episode 964 of the MMA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. It's dedicated to the MMA upside. He's spamming comments again, which is good on YouTube. We appreciate MMA.
You got
upside.
a shout out from a fighter recently. Did you see that?
No.
That's
Gumby Vreeland. Tell the people.
Yeah, Sean King from our recent Fury episode, who beat Tony Toro. We were in on Sean King. MMA Upside shouted us out with a ticket in his little post on Twitter saying, "Hey, love the pick on Sean King." Sean King found it, sent it to me on Instagram, and then put it on his Instagram story. So there's some MMA Upside love on Sean King's Instagram story.
Fantastic. So like I said, that's Gumby. I am what's my name again? Michelangelo Colangelo, of course, aka Jeff Fox. Yesterday I went a little dog crazy, which was fun. A lot of nice lines on the prelim portion of this card. Now we're going to tell you about the main card, UFC Fight Night. Tsarukyan versus Hooker, UFC Qatar, UFC Doha. Call it whatever you want. We like the main card just like the prelims, right, Gumby?
Yeah, I like this main card quite a bit. You know, a lot of fun fighters, a lot of guys who you're excited to see take a step forward. Questions to be answered, which are important as well.
What we want.
And we got it all, man.
Yep, that's what we're looking for the UFC's first trip over to Qatar, aka Qatar, aka whatever you want to call it. We should probably dive into it because we've got plenty of fights to break down. We've got 6 fights today, then we got lightning round at the end. Don't forget about that.
Not lightning round,
lightning round.
Locks, dogs, and parlays.
Locks, dogs, and parlays. I'm getting the ads. I'm distracted because I have to get the ads lined up so I can let you know about we have a holiday special on right now at the SGPN merch store. That would be sportsgamblingpodcast.com/store. The perfect gift for the degen in your life. Promo code HOLIDAY for 25% off everything in the store. Yes, even the sticky shirt I'm wearing, all the MMA Gambling Podcast gear, all the SGPN gear, all the gear for all the other shows on the network. So check out sportsgamblingpodcast.com/store holiday at checkout. All right, let's dive into it. It's taking place. So 10 a.m. is the start time for the prelims. This will be a 1 p.m. start time, ESPN Plus. And we got a 6-fight main card, starting off with Perez versus Almabayev, U.S. versus Kazakhstan as well. Right, Kazakhstan. They're fighting at flyweight. We will tell you about Perez first. 25-9. 6 knockouts, 7 submissions. He's been knocked out twice, submitted 5 times. 7-5 in the UFC. He's been 1 of 5. He lost his last bout via TKO injury. That was back in June of 2024. He's not fought since that injury. He used to fight at 135. Missed weight 3 times at 125 and twice at 135. 145, I guess this is his proper weight class. 1-0 in Contender Series, regional champ, 2011 pro MMA debut, 2 inches taller than Almabayev, more active landing strikes than Almabayev. He's outstruck his opponents by almost a strike a minute. He's at plus 99 strikes per minute, plus 180. Almabayev, Sulfakar, 22-3, 3 knockouts, 9 submissions. He's been knocked out twice. 5-1 in the UFC. He's won 18 of 19. Including his last bout. Regional champ, 2013 pro MMA debut, 2 years younger than Perez. He's outstruck his opponents by 0.41 strikes per minute, minus 190. Give me Almabayev. I have no faith in Perez. He's one of those guys, he fought for the belt and then kind of fell off a cliff, which is what's happened to him here, especially coming off a long injury layoff. And Almabayev is.
That's pretty much his whole career, isn't it? Like, he's had 4 fights since 2020.
Yeah, and Almabayev is only lost to Cape, right? Manel Cape is the only person.
Yeah, and it was like a fight too, where I'm pretty sure. Correct me if I'm wrong. He wasn't in the main event, and then they moved him up to the main event because Cape needed an opponent.
I think you're right. Yeah,
and he didn't fare well in it. Like, clearly his cardio wasn't ready for Manel Cape. His takedowns weren't as good as Manel Cape. But like, I don't know. I kind of feel like Perez is on the other side of that coin here, right? Like, he's taking, not a short notice fight, but like long layoff fight. So his timing's going to be under. I just can't imagine Perez having enough success in the grappling to beat him, right? And Almabayev's a good wrestler. I actually think he's probably a touch faster than Perez at this stage in his career. Like once upon a time, I would probably rate the striking of Alex Perez higher, but he's kind of older. The thing about striking too is like it's one of those things when you haven't done it in a while, the timing doesn't come back right away. So like I'm worried kind of about all of those things there with Alex Perez, and then just like Almabayev's like younger, stronger, in a better place. He showed in that last fight with who was it, Ochoa? He came back to beat right after losing to Cape.
So. Yeah.
I want to say it was Jose Ochoa, and like he looked really good in that fight. So like after kind of having his setback, he's shown that he's like still belongs near the top of the division. Whereas like Alex Perez is kind of like, man, he hasn't looked himself for anything except for that one surprise win that came in the last 5 years. But like I'm kind of. The title fight was a fun story and it was a great story, but like it kind of feels like the sun set on him. So I'll take Almabayev here.
All right, both in on Zulfikar. All right, we're going from the little guys to the big guys, big boys now. Heavyweights: Serghei Spivac from Moldova, Shamil Gaziev. He is from Bahrain. They are fighting 3 5-minute rounds at 265. Tell you about the polar bear first. Spivac 17-6, 7 knockouts, 8 submissions. He's been knocked out 4 times. 8-6 in the UFC. He's lost 2 straight, and he's won 1 of 4. He is a regional champ, or was a regional champ. 2014 pro MMA debut. 5 years younger than Gaziev. Better striking and more active landing strikes than Gaziev. Better grappling stats as well. He has been outstruck low in the UFC by 0.8 strikes per minute. He's at plus 124. Gaziev 14-1, 9 knockouts, 3 submissions. He's been knocked out once. 3-1 in the UFC. He's won 2 straight, including his last bout via TKO. 1-0 contender series, used to fight at 205, an inch taller than Spivac. He's been outstruck by 1.3 strikes per minute, and he's at minus 133.
Is it my
your turn? Yep.
I'm gonna take Gaziev.
Really?
Yeah, and like I know I love Spivac, and I could feel you looking through the camera expecting me to get behind my guy, but man, he's looked bad lately. He's looked real bad lately, and I know you read off better striking stats. He's not a better striker, right? Like we can all be here on this one, right? It's like Spivac, when he doesn't get those takedowns, looks kind of rough. And, some of that is fighting Jelton Almeida, or some of that is fighting Cyril Gain, or some of that's fighting Waldo Cortez Acosta.
That actually aged okay, I guess.
Maybe kind of, but like how well, he should have lost that last fight. It's so obnoxious. Yeah. But like he did lose. Waldo Cortez Acosta did lose that last fight once, and then he won it the second time.
Yep.
All the same fight. But like in that fight, how bad did he look trying to take down Waldo Cortez Acosta? Right, like he just had nothing for him. And really, the only loss we've seen from Gaziev in the UFC is he just got tired. He tried to take down Jair Zinho Rozenstruik, and he got tired. And after he was tired, Rozenstruik did whatever he wanted. And it wasn't until the 4th round that he got a finish. Right? Like Gaziev wasn't like out of that fight until he was cooked in the 4th round. Now he was tired in the 2nd or tired late in the 3rd. But like in this one, like I kind of think he just puts his hands on him, right? Like the knockout power from Gaziev is very clear. Like every single time I've tried to pick somebody being like, oh, that they'll be able to like hang around with Gaziev. Like he won't be able to knock him out immediately. Like I'm pretty sure I said that about Thomas Peterson, right? Like I was like, Thomas Peterson can hang with him. If you just got to defend the wrestling takedowns and then he can get after it. And he ate a vicious punch and took a nap in like a really violent way. And we saw that too. Did he knock out Martin Buday, or did he just like crack Martin Buday a whole bunch of times? I think he knocked out Martin Buday, who was fighting for the Octagon title at the end of the month and probably should have never been released by the UFC. But like,
you're Gaziev, right. Elbows and punches, standing TKO.
Yeah, Gaziev can just like the dude can crack and he can wrestle. And like I think Spivac just kind of like has to be the better wrestler in every fight, and not only has to be the better wrestler, has to consistently get takedowns in order to win the fight. The only fight he didn't win that he didn't consistently get takedowns is when he caught somebody off of his back in Marcin Tybura. And I don't think that's an option here too. Like, I don't think he's just going to like sub Gaziev. So give me Shamil Gaziev.
I was going to take Spivac, but like you said, he is not look good. He may
tried to talk myself into it. I really, truly did.
he may be like 5 years younger than Gaziev, but he's got so much more wear and tear on him, and he's just not look good.
Knocked out 4 times in his 6 losses too.
Yeah, Gaziev's got the hands and he can wrestle. So I think that's a bad combination here for Spivac. So Gaziev at minus 133 is probably a pretty good line. I know it's heavyweight, so it's
pretty good number.
Happen, but yeah, pretty good number. All right, before we get you some more good numbers, hopefully. Reminder, we are brought to you by Novig, Novig. Novig is America's #1 sports prediction market. Novig, you're getting the best prices. They have reduced juice. Novig is available in 35 plus states. Download the Novig app and get $50 when you spend $5 if you use our promo code SGPN. Get in on the action with Novig, promo code SGPN. And Underdog is your home for pick-em entries where you win up to 5,000 times your entry. Gumby has a play for you right now that just might win.
Sure. Thursday basketball, we've got the Spurs, and we're going to take the higher than on Devin Vassal's points. The main reason I like that one, no Wemby, no Castle. Might as well get in on Vassal. So Devin Vassal, higher than on his points.
Yep, the whole league is currently injured in the NBA. So whoever's playing, take the over on their points for sure. The higher on their points for sure. Underdog's got a brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5 and get $100 in bonus funds when you sign up with our code MMASGPN. All right, we are going to welterweight next. Jack Hermansson. I had to pause because Jack
welterweight
now. Yeah, Jack Hermansson. He is from Sweden. He's fighting welterweight. He's from
Norway. He's from Norway.
I thought he's from Sweden. He's from Sweden.
He's from Norway. He does train out of Sweden.
Okay, right. Yes. I think we talked about this before. He is from Norway, but he trains out of Sweden, right? Mm-hmm. But he has a Swedish flag beside his name in the topology. But yes.
Oh, okay.
Myktybek Orolbai. He is from Kyrgyzstan. 3 5-minute rounds, 170. We will tell you about Hermansson first. The Joker, 24-9, 11 knockouts, 6 submissions. He's been knocked out 4 times, submitted twice. 11-7 in the UFC. Loss. That is insane. That's how many fights? 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 fights or something like that. Yeah. Got knocked out in his last bout. He's fed at 185. He was a former Cage Warriors champion. Also multiple regional championships on his
mantle.
Correct. Get our shirts, get our merch, sportsgamblingpockets.com/store holidays. Checkout code. Don't worry. Only one more time I'm going to say this episode. 2010 debut for Hermansson. 3 inches taller, 3-inch reach advantage over Orolbai. More active landing strikes than Orolbai. He's outstruck his opponents by 1.43 strikes per minute plus 215. Orolbai 14-2-1, 6 knockouts, 6 submissions. Very well-rounded finisher. Never been finished himself. 3-1 in the UFC. He's won 9 of 10. He won his last bout via submission. He's fed at 155. Regional champ. 10 years younger than Hermansson. Better grappling than Hermansson. He's outstruck his opponents by 0.03 strikes per minute. Minus 236. Give me Orolbai. We like Orolbai around here, I think. Yeah, aging fighter. This is a classic aging fighter who's been knocked out in 2 out of 3 fights. I think I'll drop down to a lower weight class where I'm going to have a harder weight cut and less water in my brain, and then I won't get knocked out again, which makes perfect sense. Orolbai is dangerous everywhere. Better grappler than Hermansson. Also can crack in the feet, and he's 10 years younger, so I think this all adds up in Orolbai's favor here.
I'm taking Jack Hermansson.
Oh, you're crazy. You're a joker.
Let me buck a couple of things you said there. You said he's a better grappler than Jack Hermansson. When was the last takedown that Jack Hermansson gave up? Do you know?
Oh yeah, defensive grappling.
It's been a long time, probably. Who was the last person to take down Jack Hermansson?
I don't know.
4 years ago, Calvin Gastelum took him down and was immediately heel hooked and tapped out.
So he's going to stay standing and get knocked out instead.
Before that, he hadn't been taken down since Tialis Leitis, who, by the way, hasn't been in the UFC for a minute. That's like 7-8 years ago was the last time he was like taken down and had to deal with being on top. Orolbai needs that in his game. It's like a big piece of his game. And you're right. Like, could he stand and knock him out? Sure. But did we not just watch Jack Hermansson spend 15 minutes on the feet with Joe Pyfer? He spent 15 minutes on the feet with a guy who usually weighs 30 pounds more than Orolbai and hits way harder than he does. And what did he do? He made him miss constantly. Because here's the thing about Jack Hermansson. You're right. Defensively, the guy is so good. He's good defensively grappling. He's good defensively striking. He just stays out of the way of a lot of shit. And it's frustrating. It's not fun to watch. And now he's going to fight somebody way smaller than he typically fights. Right? These big 85ers had trouble getting to him time and time again. And granted, some of them have got to him. You mentioned the knockouts. I'm not going to discount those knockouts, but it's not like Orolbai has a ton of standing knockouts. a lot of Orolbai's finishes are on the mat. Like he has to get you down. And like nobody has consistently gotten Jack Hermansson down. You know, again, I'll bring up Joe Pyfer. Joe Pyfer went 0-6 taking him down. And like Joe Pyfer weighs 185 pounds and loves to wrestle and has wrestled his whole life. I don't believe Orolbai can do it consistently. I think we're going to see ultimately a very boring fight, but a fight that I think Jack Hermansson can win. I'll also throw this out here. Orolbai's gas tank, not stellar. When he like whiffs on a lot of things, like he survives, but like he's not moving at the same rate. I think you could see him tire in this one too.
All right. I guess that's you're betting on the old guy, but you're getting a good price for it. So that's I'm surprised. I didn't think you were.
I love Orolbai, but like this is also a fight where we've got a guy coming up a division and a guy coming down a division.
That's true.
You know, Orolbai's fought at 55 for the bulk of his career, and like, Hermansson's not a small dude.
Yep, definitely not. Well, hopefully the weight cut goes well for you in your pick then, Gumby.
Yeah.
All right. We got a Swiss fighter next, Volkan Oezdemir. He is fighting Alonzo Menifield in America, and they're fighting at 205, 3 5-minute rounds. Atomic Alonzo is 17-5-1, 10 knockouts, 3 submissions. He's been knocked out 3 times. He's 10-5-1 in the UFC. He's won 2 straight. Before that, he lost 2 straight. Before that, he won 2 straight. So 2-0, 2-2, 4-2. 2-0 on Contender Series. Everything's coming in twos here. Used to fight at 265, 1-0 in Bellator, RIP, 2015 Pro MMA debut. An inch reach over Oezdemir. Better grappling stats than Oezdemir. He's outstruck his opponents by 0.03 strikes per minute, so a wash basically, plus 195. No time, Volkan Oezdemir. 20-8, 13 knockouts, 2 submissions. He's been knocked out twice, submitted twice. 8-7 in the UFC. He's won 2 of 3 and 3 of 7. He did lose his last bout. That was back in November 2024. Used to fight a heavyweight, 2010 Pro MMA debut. 5-0 as a pro kickboxer. 2 inches taller than Menifield, 2 years younger. More active landing strikes. He's outstruck his opponents by 0.73 strikes per minute, minus 215.
Do you know I was there when Volkan Oezdemir fought for the UFC belt?
Really?
Did you remember that Volkan Oezdemir fought for the UFC belt?
Oh, of course. Yeah, I remember.
Do you remember who beat him?
Daniel Cormier?
Yeah, light heavyweight Daniel Cormier as the co-main event of Stipe and Ngannou 1. I'm going Volkan Oezdemir. First of all, I think Alonzo Menifield's chin is shot. 2 of his last 4 fights, he was knocked out in. You know, both of the losses, he was knocked out in. One of the things we know from Oezdemir is like, I mean, like the nickname "No Time." Like, it just takes one. And he finds it pretty frequently. Like he hits really hard. And then the other thing is if you look at those last 2 wins for Menifield, they were like really lackluster. Like he might have lost to short notice Julius Walker. Like it was pretty close. And then like the Omar Sy fight, like Omar Sy just like gassed out and looked like crap in that fight. So like he fought a couple of guys who were like quote unquote prospects who had like their like bad loss heading up towards the top of the division. And meanwhile, anytime he's fought anybody good, right, like Murzakanov or Oldberg or whatever, like he's just gotten cracked immediately and knocked out, right? Like I think the Oldberg fight was 12 seconds long. And so like, sure, Oezdemir hasn't looked flawless lately, but he's looked good enough to knock out somebody like Menifield. And then I just throw in there too that like, you know, Menifield's kind of got a good grappling game, right? And that like might be something that like entices people on Menifield. What did Oezdemir do to Paul Craig? You know, what did Oezdemir do to Bogdan Guskov? Like he just brings his own wrestling game sometimes, and he's not bad at it. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Volkan Oezdemir. I think the wrestling keeps him on his feet, and I don't even think he needs to strike with him that long to put him away. So give me Volkan.
Yeah, me too. He's had a resurgence for sure, and as you said, you got to worry about Menifield's chin, especially going against a guy like No Time here. So we are both in on Volkan Oezdemir. All right, we're going to get you 2 more plays after I remind you that we are brought to you by Rhythm. That's RITHMM. And Rhythm is crushing it in college football, NFL, and now just out of the NBA. Rhythm is also giving away weekly cash prizes just for tracking your bets in the app. Track 5 bets of the same type from any model you build, and you can win $1,000. Gumby, do you have a play for the people?
Sure, let's get into the NFL on Sunday. I'm going to take my Dallas Cowboys and the 3.5. I'm not going to be silly. I'm going to take the 3.5 against the Eagles. Might seem like a small number, but that Eagles offense looked like it might have some problems when they played the Lions. Cowboys got some reinforcements on defense. Quentin Williams looks great. Let's take the Dallas Cowboys plus 3.5.
All right, let's see if Rhythm agrees with Gumby. You can use our promo code SGPN25 when you download the Rhythm app for 25% off your first month. So download Rhythm, RITHMM, and use promo code SGPN25. All right, 2 fights left. Co-main event. It shows how much of the UFC loves Belal Muhammad.
They hate him, man. They hate him.
Just lost his belt, and he's not even main eventing here. Belal Muhammad versus Ian Machado Garry, US versus.
To be fair, I don't think they like Ian Garry either.
No, US versus Ireland, 3 5-minute rounds, 170. It probably should be the main event, really. But anyhow, Muhammad, remember the name, 24-4 with 1 no contest, 5 knockouts, 1 submission. He's been knocked out once. He's durable at the very least. 15-4 with 1 no contest in the UFC. The former champ, as I said. He's won 6 of 7, did lose his last bout. Regional champion, 2-0 in Bellator, RIP. 2012 Pro MMA debut. Better grappling stats than Machado Garry. He's outstruck his opponents by 0.68 strikes per minute, plus 240. The future, Machado Garry, 16-1, 7 knockouts, 1 submission, never been finished in a fight. 9-1 in the UFC, won his last bout. He's a former Cage Warriors champ. 4 inches taller, 2-inch reach advantage, 9 years younger than Muhammad. Better striking and more active landing strikes than Muhammad. He's outstruck his opponents by 2 strikes per minute, minus 250. Keeping Machado Garry. Knows how to be safe, knows how to use his length, his size, his distance, can grapple, can strike. He can pretty much do it all except finish people at this point. Maybe, no, he's not going to finish Muhammad. Machado Garry via decision, if you want a better line, but I don't think Muhammad's getting over this hurdle. So give me the future here.
I kind of agree with you, and I think the fact that this is a 3-round fight favors it even more, right? Because like Belal's thing is he can kind of drag out the dog out of you.
Right.
But although then again, Ian Garry looked good in a 5-round fight against Shavkat. I think people forget how close that fight was with Shavkat, right? Because he went five rounds, and I want to say it was 48-47 on every single judge's scorecard. He won 2 out of 5 rounds against Shavkat and like defended 80% of the takedowns in that fight. You know, like that's a pretty impressive mark there against the guy who's, you know, I don't know that Shavkat is as good of a wrestler as Belal is, but like he threatens in different ways, right? Like when you've got Shavkat in your face, you're like, damn, this guy might knock me out. And you can't just sit there and be like, I'm defending the takedown. Whereas against like Belal, like, sure, he knocked out Sean Brady that one time. And like, other than that, like he's not finishing anybody, right? Like he's a decision wizard here, but like, with the length of Garry, the footwork of Garry, the fact that he's got kind of his own wrestling in his back pocket if he needs it. Like, I just think Belal Muhammad needs somebody who is either worse at defending the wrestling or like more one-dimensional than Garry is. And I think Garry can just like do enough. This is another one of those fights that I really tried to get behind Belal Muhammad. And just the more I watched Ian Garry like move his feet and stick somebody with a jab, I was like, God, Belal's just going to eat that. And it was like disappointing. But yeah, I got to be on Ian Garry here.
You think Gary's going to put his pedal to the metal more to get it finished? Because
I mean, it's going to be really interesting. I think most likely what I would guess out of Ian Garry in this one is I think you're going to see him bank 2 rounds. I think you're going to see him play his safe game for 2 rounds, and I think you're going to see him come out of the third like a maniac, because then he doesn't have to worry about getting finished, right? Like Belal's not going to ground and pound him. Belal's not going to, you know, rear naked choke him or something like that. Then if he throws the 3rd round away, like whatever. But I bet you he goes in there and he plays it safe for a little bit and banks the rounds, and then I wouldn't be surprised to see him let it go a little bit. Like that wide welterweight picture right now seems pretty wide open unless you talk to Ali Abdelaziz, and then in that case, it's Kamaru Usman's clearly next, or any of the Twitter accounts he controls.
Yes, of course. All right, I choose not to speak with him, so no, I won't be asking. I won't be asking his opinion on this. All right, to our main event, Paige and Ryan H. We haven't heard from Ryan H. in the Discord for a while.
Yeah, shout out Ryan H. We've got an Armenian in the main event.
Yeah, the Armenian Arman Tsarukyan versus the Australian Dan Hooker. 5 5-minute rounds, 155. Let's tell you about Hooker, Dan the Hangman Hooker. 24-12, 11 knockouts, 7 submissions. He's been knocked out 3 times, submitted 3 times, 14-8 in the UFC. He's won 3 straight and 4 of 6. He's not fought since last August 2024. That would be. He's not lost since March 2022. Used to fight at 145. Multiple regional championships on his
mantle.
Correct. Get our merch, sportsgamblingpockets.com/store holiday at checkout. 2009 is what I'm trying to say. 2009 was his pro MMA debut. He went 9-1-3 as a kickboxer and won multiple championships there. 5 inches taller than Tsarukyan, 3-inch reach advantage. He's more active when he strikes as well. He's outstruck his opponents by 0.31 strikes per minute, plus 423. This number is getting wider and wider by the minute. The alcoholic is his nickname, though. Lacolates. I can't remember how to say it, Gumby. How do you say it again?
No, you got it.
I got it. Yeah, I nailed it, right? Okay. He is 22-3. 9 knockouts, 5 submissions. That's Tsarukyan, of course. He's been knocked out once. He's durable. 9-2 in the UFC. He's going 4 straight, 9 of 10. He's not fought since April 2024. He lost a fight June 2022. He's missed weight before. Regional champ. He's fought at 145. 2015 pro MMA debut. 6 years younger than Hooker. Better striking stats than Hooker. He's outstruck his opponents by 1.95 strikes per minute. Minus 500. Like I said, this line's getting wider and wider. Gumby, you going to make it wider too?
Yeah, I mean, you got to get on Tsarukyan here. You know, Dan, what's Dan Hooker's path to victory here? You know,
knocking him out, I guess.
Yeah, but like maybe knocking him out. Like the only thing I can think of is like the only reason to be behind him is if you look at that fight he had with Mateusz Gamrot, right? Like he beat Gamrot, but did he? You know,
Gamrot took him down 5 times though.
Yeah, it took him down 5 times and like really arguably won that fight, right? Like I bet you if you go to MMA decisions, you're talking about like a 50-50 split. You know, I personally had scored the fight for Gamrot, but I could see how you'd have it for Hooker. I don't think it would have like a robbery either way. But like at the end of the day, that wrestling of Gamrot almost won him that fight, despite the fact that he like wasn't really tagging Hooker with anything. Now you're going to give me a version of that can wrestle almost as good as Gamrot, maybe as good as Gamrot, right? Their fight was pretty close in the grappling department and is like twice the striker Gamrot is. Like, I think Hooker can beat a guy who strikes like Tsarukyan. I think he can beat a guy who grapples like Tsarukyan. I don't think he can beat a guy who does both of those things, though. I think he's fine against a guy like Gamrot when he's like, I will just worry about his grappling and getting back to my feet. And even then, like, he kind of like gave away too many strikes, like to Gamrot, like way more than most people would give away to Gamrot. I think he can beat guys on the feet when he knows that that's the game he has to play. But I just don't see him being able to stuff those takedowns and then getting up and winning the striking exchanges so people forget about the takedowns that happen, right? Like, it's going to be too close on the feet and all the grappling is going to go to Tsarukyan. So, and we've seen Tsarukyan in deep fights too, if this does go deep into the night. So, yeah, I like Tsarukyan in this one.
Yeah, I'm taking him as well. He's solid everywhere. Don't have to really worry about the layoff because they both have had a long layoff. Hooker, as I said, got taken out 5 times in his last fight. And you were right. I checked MMA decisions. It's about 50-50. So for that fight, for people picking the winner for his last fight against Gamrot. Tsarukyan's younger, obviously a better grappler by far. So this takes Tsarukyan here. I misspoke. He has been knocked out once. That was a decade ago. So
yeah.
He knows how to stay safe at the big level here. All right, let's give you a recap. We both have Tsarukyan. We both have Machado, Garry. We both have Oezdemir. He has Hermansson. I have Orolbai. We both have Gaziev. We both have Almabayev. Now we also both have locks, dogs, props, and Hungry Man Jong suppling for you. I think it's your turn to kick things off with a lock. Gumby, this week?
Sure. I'm going to go. Man, I really hated doing this too because I was picking against one of my boys, and now I'm going to lock against one of my boys. I'm going to take Shamil Gaziev.
Me too.
Yeah, what was that? -133?
Yeah, good line.
That's a good line. I just think I don't think Spivac will get enough takedowns for it to matter. So yeah, give me Shamil Gaziev, and I think we're gonna link up on our underdogs here, despite you having a billion of them. We're both gonna take Kyoji Horiguchi, right?
No, I changed it to Shamrock.
Oh, okay, you're gonna take
your number.
Shamrock.
Yeah,
I like that. Yep. Shamrock's 2. What'd you say Shamrock was?
245.
And Horiguchi's what?
170.
Nice.
Yeah, if you haven't watched or listened to our prelim episode, we break down both those fights. Tell you why we like those guys. So,
yeah, I like both of those. For my lock of the week, I'm gonna take, or my prop of the week, I'm gonna take Luke Riley by knockout. You can get Luke.
That's what I have.
You got that too? What number did you get it at? Because you probably got a better
143.
Oh yeah, I only had 135. So yeah, we'll take the 143 and together instead. Luke Riley knockout. Let's do it. Man, the one I thought we were going to link up on was the dog, and it's the only one we didn't.
Gaziev's our locks, Horiguchi and Rock. We'll make both of them our dogs because I'm in on Horiguchi too. And then Riley via knockout plus 143. I was going to take Yakiev round 1 knockout. That was plus 140. So that may be
not bad. I thought you were going to,
well.
If you asked me to wager a guess, I thought you were going to go Ian Garry decision. I really thought that was right up your alley. You love like a women's decision or a guy who plays a 2 safes decision. You love a women's decision real big, but they're in Qatar, so we're not going to see any of that.
No. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's why there's no women. They're not allowed to fight.
I don't know if that's exactly why, but it probably doesn't hurt.
Yeah. Or they have to wear some interesting clothing probably to fight. So
I have no idea the rules over there, but I would wager that it might be part of the deterrent.
Yeah. Hungry Man John Gumby.
Yeah, I'm going to go Superfan parlay. There were some props I liked, but they weren't maybe as large in numbers as I liked. I'm going to shout out really quickly just because I want to say it and I want it to be on camera. Jack Hermansson by submission is live as hell. It's 1,400 right now. 14 to 1. I'm not going to put it in anything. I'm just going to put it out there. That's where I'm going to put it. I'm going to put it out there.
Yes.
You pick it up if you want to pick up what I'm putting down. For my 100-man Jong Superfan parlay, I'm going to start with Volkan Oezdemir by knockout. I mentioned Menifield's chin is kind of mush. Right now that's coming in at, what did I get it at? 140, which isn't huge. But I'm going to pair that together with Shamrock's submission prop. You mentioned Shamrock being your dog of the week. 9 submissions in, barely more than that wins. And it's plus 400 for him to sub a guy who's probably going to shoot 100 times on him. He's better at jiu-jitsu. Like, I think he can find a neck one time in there, or maybe transition to the back, or maybe tire him out. But Shamrock and Volkan Oezdemir, get one by sub, get one by KO, and you're going to get 11 to 1.
All right, 11 to 1. So Oezdemir knockout, Shamrock submission, plus 1,100. All right, you're set for the UFC's in Qatar, whatever you want to call it. You can talk to us in the Discord, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Discord. You can talk to us on YouTube, MMA Gambling Podcast. You can talk to us on Twitter, SGPN MMA. He's at Gumby Vreeland. I'm at Jeff Fox Writer, at Jeff Fox Writer on Instagram. Now we told you who's going to win and how. You can win my pick'em contest. Go to moneymma.substack.com to enter. You can also listen to someone we just talked about on Gumby's other podcast, Top Turtle. Who would that person be?
We're talking about Volkan Oezdemir before his fight with Alonzo Menifield. And also on the show this week, we got Shannon Clark, who's the LFA 125 champ.
So check out Top Turtle. And of course, check us out at sportsgamblingpodcast.com, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/store. Holiday at checkout, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon for some bonus content. It's me, I think, to finish this up here, right? We'll talk to you soon. The alcoholic Jeff Fox, Polar Bear, Gumby Vreeland will be back on Sunday. Bye-bye.